Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the week of August 29th. Now do keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Virgo. Hope things are going well for you, hope things are good. I am using the what am I using? Oh, the Muka Tarot. Almost forgot. I'm using the Muka Tarot as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. Make sure we're all set up and in view. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Let's go ahead and take let's take 3 of these Kipper cards as well. All right. So Virgo, some of you here at a crossroads for sure. Maybe you're even feeling a little deadlocked, in a bit of a deadlocked situation. This could be work or money related for you because of, for me, the predominant energy here is Pentacles and Wands. We have 2 Wands, 2 Pentacles. We do have a Swords card here as well. So some of you could be in a situation where you're thinking about what's next. You know, you're maybe even researching different avenues to go down or researching different paths to take as it relates to your career situation. Would not be surprised by that. So let's go ahead and let's just dive in and see what we have here. In the overall situation, you do have this 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands is about some type of decision that you have to make. This person realizes that they have the globe, they have the world in the palm of their hand here, as you can see, meaning there are a lot of potential scenarios that they could go down. But really, they're deciding between 2, right? Even though there's a myriad of opportunity, a myriad of potentials, they've narrowed it down to 2 here, because we have the symbolism of the 2 wands, and they are really deciding on where to go next. This can talk about just generally here being going into like a period of research, planning, discovery to help you kind of support yourself along your journey of, you know, trying to figure out what's next. And so some of you I think are doing this. I think that this is heavy work related. Of course, there could be something about love as we move along here, as we move up the pyramid, but right now I think that's probably making the most sense in terms of those areas of your life. In the past here, you have the Queen of Pentacles as well as the 10 of Wands. So the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who makes practical choices. They are a hard worker. They are a pragmatic, practical type of person. And in kind of having that approach to their life, they've acquired success. They have created success for themselves. You can see they're sitting on the throne. They are surrounded by all of this abundance, all of the crops, the plants. They're holding a pentacle in their hand. Not sure what this is, maybe a staff or something. Not sure what that is. But the point being is generally the Queen and the King of Pentacles are considered to be well off or well-to-do in their life. Particularly the Queen of Pentacles is very good with money. So budgeting, planning, preparing, like doing something like that. There is this, if you notice, there is this message around planning that's coming in here, Virgo. Also, the Queen of Pentacles could simply be you as well at this time. The Queen of Pentacles could be any earth sign, but this could mean that this is showing up as you, meaning in this case, some of you could be carrying a burden here because you have this 10 of Wands associated with it. This person here is sort of struggling to carry all of these wands, and this can be the feeling of carrying a burden or even just feeling a little bit exhausted or overwhelmed in one's life, because the 10 in tarot, a 10, represents a completion. And this person, although they have completed something, there's another leg to go. And that can make you feel sort of exhausted, where it's like, man, just as I completed one cycle, it's like, I gotta go down this other cycle, or I gotta do this other thing. And so since we have maybe your energy here next to the 10 of Wands, some of you could be simply exhausted right now. And another thing to consider here is when you get into, I know this for sure as a Libra, when you get into like this crossroads thinking here, as you see with the 2 of Wands, that can be mentally exhausting, right? When you're like, you're going back, you're like, okay, do I decide this? Do I decide that? Do I go there? Do I go here? I think this is less about I think this is about like deciding on a path, but I think this is deciding on a path, and I do think that you see the road ahead. I think it's clear where each path takes you, but actually deciding on the path right now could be causing you to feel a little bit exhausted, or it could feel like a burden. It's not like the Two of Swords, where the Two of Swords there's lack of clarity. I think you have clarity. I think you've kind of figured out where each path would take you, but it's deciding. I think is coming up as kind of the primary situation right now. In the future, you have the Five of Pentacles as well as the Seven of Swords. So the Five of Pentacles is about somebody who is like, the idea is that they're left out in the cold here. And however, I want to point out, actually, this is a more positive illustration of the Five of Pentacles, which is this person has their palms up and they are sort of praying. And, the idea here is that, like, praying is free, right? Or whatever you want to call it. Maybe you're not somebody who prays. Maybe you're just somebody who manifests, or you commune with the universe. That's something that you can always do, even in times of stress, even in times of burden. And so don't lose sight of that. Recognize that there's always something else out there, or that's my belief at least. And also recognize with this Five of Pentacles, this can come forward when you're maybe feeling less than great about yourself. You have a less than great mentality towards abundance or towards money or towards yourself generally. This person's feeling unworthy, okay? And try to keep this idea that there's always more out there. If you find yourself dipping into feelings of unworthiness, recognize that there's always more out there. You have this Seven of Swords as well, which asks you to build a strategy and put a game plan in place, maybe even take an alternative approach. Name of the game, I think, for you might be flexibility here. And I will say Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords is not a great combination. Because this can literally be something related to stealing. The Seven of Swords this person here is stealing swords, and then the Five of Pentacles could be loss. Put those together and it's not great. And so what I would say is, like, be very careful about lending money. Be very careful about, I would say be well researched in whatever choice you make, because there could be something that's not as it appears, or something that is deceptive with the Seven of Swords showing up. Obviously, consult your financial advisor if this is about finances, but that is certainly something that is coming forward. I think you can also just choose to accept the much more positive definition that I brought forward, which is to really just make sure you have a strategy to help you out on whatever path you decide to go down. Let's go and see what else we have here. Let's start moving up the pyramid. So you have the Four of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords, and you also have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so definitely love these clarifications here. I don't think anybody, look, I think there's if there's something about loss, it's totally preventable here because of the cards we just pulled. With the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, that is like a really nice combination to find in the tarot. The Nine of Pentacles is somebody who's really about financial independence. You can see that this person, the pentacles here in the soil are growing as well as the fruit. This indicates that this person can provide themselves not only financially, but they can also sustain themselves based on what they've built. And they also love this idea. It's also this idea of health as wealth. So the Nine of Pentacles here, this is about financial independence. It's about abundance, but it's about not needing to rely on anybody else. And so, in the narrative here of you losing something, I don't think you're losing something. I would say, how do I say this? You are your best guide forward, okay? If there is somebody here that is saying, oh, you should invest, or, I have this business idea, or, my friend's making X amount of dollars on, drop shipping, or I'm getting something like that coming into my mind here where it's like, I feel like you already know. I feel like your path is the right path for you. And I almost feel like some of you can do this on your own, is what I feel like saying. Obviously, consult whatever people you need to consult, not financial advice, but like it is something that's coming into my mind. And so sometimes the best move is no move, especially when it comes to like investing. A lot of people don't realize this, but sitting in cash is actually playing defense. Why do I feel like telling you some of that? I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like some of you. I feel like saying that to some of you. But for sometimes like a lot of people say, oh well, if you're sitting in cash, you're losing money to inflation. Yeah, but if you're sitting in the S&P, you're down like 15, 17%. If you're sitting in tech stocks, you're down like I don't know, 60, 70%. So anyway, tangential situation here. But anyway, so you also have, I'm gonna get off my tangent here with money, but you also have this Ace of Swords, which is about some sort of triumphant new beginning. And then what I really love to see here is you have the Nine of Cups as well as the Four of Wands. Nine of Cups is really about a wish being granted or a wish being fulfilled in one's life. With the Four of Wands, that's about stability, foundations, achievements. It's also a major card of marriage. So it is possible that some of you here are deciding on if you want, like if you are here for love, it is possible that some of you are making a decision in those areas of your life. You might decide that you want to be on your own because you have the Ace of Swords, Nine of Pentacles energy, which is kind of a solo energy. So you have really nice clarifications here. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three oracle cards. So you have Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. Then you have Sanat Kumara, light activation, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. That's, I think, very important to you. That's kind of what I was trying to say, and then I went on a tangent. And then you have Kurnanos, life force, express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. If there's no passion in your relationship, I think some of you are maybe deciding on how to handle that. I also think here, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. You already know, okay? You already know. There's something related to finances here, okay? There is absolutely something related to finances here. And sometimes the best move is no move. And I feel like some of you, or maybe there is a move, and some of you already know the answer to that. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid here. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the you have the Four of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups, and you also have the Four of Cups here. All right, so yeah, some of you are bored in a relationship. Some of you are really looking to, there's some sort of passion that you're looking for in a relationship. The Four of Cups is somebody who's bored, apathetic, just not making the best of their situation. The reality is, look, they're sitting under a tree, they have a lot of time, but they're not making the best of their situation. In fact, there's even an alternative solution here above them, but they're not seeing it because they're apathetic currently, or they're just not using their time wisely, or they're just simply bored. And I think that for some of you, this could be relationship related. I also think for some of you here, don't lose focus, because you have this Two of Wands rather here in the overall situation, which is really asking you to pick a wand or pick a path. Don't lose focus. The Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, this is about like relationship situations. This is about like somebody, there could be a relationship coming in if that's something that you've been looking for. I also think some of you are looking to make moves or decisions in relationships. Is it, are you bored? Are you not bored? Is this working? Is it not working? The situations like that. Four of Pentacles is about your financial stability. You do have 4 fours, okay? You have 4 fours here, and that's all about stability. So this is very important to some of you, especially with the 5 of Pentacles in the future. And I get the sense that for many of you, this Two of Wands situation is like, where will I be most financially fit or stable? Yeah. You have the Hermit card, so that's you. And then we also have the World. So those are big cards. The Hermit card is the Virgo card in the tarot. And we also said that this Queen of Pentacles could be you as well. Okay, some of you, but the Hermit card is not just the Virgo card. It's also about somebody who's extremely introspective. And I genuinely feel like this is a situation where the answer is not coming from from externally, but it's coming from within you, to either a relationship situation or a financial situation. I truly feel like this is internally driven. You have the World card as well, which is the completion of a major cycle. Definitely good to see that in this situation. I don't really feel concerned right now about this Five Pentacle, Seven of Swords situation. I would just really trust something and know that there is a completion here coming, especially with the Ten of Wands, which is another 10 completion with the Ten of Wands and the World. There is a completion coming. At the top of the pyramid, you do have the Chariot, and the Chariot is all about victory, success, hard work, and self-discipline. It's victory and success through hard work and self-discipline. And it says that you can overcome any obstacle at this time. So I definitely love to see that. Definitely, whatever is locking you up right now on this choice, you will make the choice. Yeah, and there might even be some luck on your side here, as you have the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. You can see that, I don't know if you can see this, but there are dice, we'll go with dice, on the time piece here. And that's all about not only the cycles of life and kind of the idea of time always ticking, the clock always ticking, but it's also about sometimes in life we get lucky, sometimes we get unlucky. And when our opportunity comes, sometimes you have to go for it. So excited to see this for you here, Virgo. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.